Thursdays can be the worst. Here's a show that's unrehearsed. We had a little bit much to drink. Started talking and didn't think. It's the Thursday Throwup.
Yeah, it is.
You're listening to Thursday Throwup, a podcast where sometimes we drink and sometimes we don't, and you can tell Tayler is definitely drinking.
I had a couple. A few.
You get all burpy when you, it's annoying.
I didn't burp. I didn't burp at all.
So
Maybe I do. I do drink fluid pretty quickly, and I think that
yeah, we'll just be watching.
Exacerbates the.
We'll
the
just be watching
burps.
a TV show, and like while we're doing it, the entire time you're like, it's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
What do you want me to do? Not burp?
Do it quietly under your breath.
Oh my God, Mom! Let me live my fucking life, man. But yeah.
So
We didn't cast this week. Work and band practice kind of got in the way of
you
things.
had band practice, and I was over at Elijah's, and then I went into work to take care of something, and then I ran up north to go grab something from the grocery store, and I was coming home, and I was getting close to home, and there's these 3 idiots in the middle of the street taking pictures of these jerk-offs on a couch, and I was like,
Oh shit!
who are
yeah, I
these
forgot about this.
fucking retards? And then it turns out it was you and the 2 guys from your band.
Dude, it was pretty funny. We didn't really. It's a pretty quiet street, especially for a Sunday, and we had a couple of passerbys. You know, they stop. You know, like, what's happening? And you know, you just gotta, like, it's fine. Just don't cruise through and fucking kill us. That's all we're asking for. And so it was actually kind of funny. So it started off with, well, where are we going to take pictures? And the one guy, he doesn't really want to cause waves with his mom, who's pretty Catholic still. And Luke's like, we should go over to the Catholic church and piss on it or something.
You guys are so, like, you guys are like 4-year-olds.
I didn't say this.
Yeah, but that's a you idea. I'm sure you were going along with it.
I started laughing, and I'm fine with it, but I'm not against it. Fuck them Catholics. But Nick was like, you could tell he's getting kind of uncomfortable, and I was like, I tried to diffuse it the best I could, like, no, let's do this, or like, we could do something with the van, and I'm like, well, guys, let's just take this fucking couch out of the back of the van. And Luke was like, I don't know about this. And then as I pulled it out and got into position, he's like, oh, this would be kind of a cool idea. So I said, let's do it. And so, yeah, there's folks that were past. I think, honestly, we were probably out there for about 20 minutes at the most.
Uh-huh.
And you and 2 other people were the only cars that had driven by.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like we're fucking blocking up traffic on a busy street or anything. And I understand it was probably slightly illegal to do something like that. But
I don't even think the cops would have cared if they would have seen you.
yeah, they probably
They'd have just
guys,
been like,
move along.
They'd have been like,
Put it away. Let's go.
just be safe, be careful.
Because
Because it's not like you're doing anything that bad.
No, of course not.
Just taking pictures in the street.
Right. So, one car did drive by, and the lady rolls down the window. She's like, "What are you guys doing?" And then Nick, our bass player, is like, "We're getting married."
All 3 of you.
So I told Luke, I'm like, "We're sharing Nick." So it was a good time. It was cool. So I'm glad you got to see some of our bullshittery.
Yeah.
And everybody was all concerned when you pulled up too. They're like, well, not Luke, but Nick and the guy that was taking the pictures. Like, who is that guy? What's he doing? Why is he checking us out? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, who cares? First of all, who cares? And second of all,
I barely even looked at you guys. It's just like, I seen the guy with the camera, and I was like, oh, they're doing something for the band. And then I lost interest because I had shit in the trunk that I needed to do.
yeah. Which then I saw what you're pulling out of the trunk hole, and I'm like, that motherfucker didn't invite me.
What did I pull out of the trunk?
Your crab boil stuff, or your shrimp boil stuff.
Oh, yeah. I didn't do a shrimp boil. We did crab.
Oh, I see how it is.
My brother and his wife.
Damn it. Sounded awesome.
Went to that seafood truck that pulls up in the old Kmart parking lot.
Yeah, how did it turn out? I've always been so
You're not gonna believe me when I say
scared.
this. They had 6 frozen crabs, Dungeness crabs, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe me when I tell you this.
So I know for a fact that you go, dude. That had to be close to like $50 to $75.
They got some kind of deal on it.
I'm just saying, like, if you were to go to Costco, like $50 to $75 for something like that.
That was, like I said, you won't believe me. That was the best crab I've ever had in my fucking life, including when I went to California and it was the beginning of Dungeness crab season.
Yeah.
Every time I had any crab there, I was disappointed. And Shay just said, boil some water, throw Zatarans in one,
Zatarans is
it's a brand of seafood flavoring stuff, like Old Bay.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
we had 2 pots and we put 3 crab in each pot. One we had Zatarans in, the other we had Old Bay in, and then we added lemon to them both. We didn't even drop any beer in it. And and my mom like melted some butter and shit, and like I had my first piece of crab without butter.
Didn't even need it.
And I was like, I'm not putting any butter on this shit. It's
Really?
so fucking good without it.
Oh my God. And did they say how much they paid for it?
No, I know they got a deal because I think they know the seafood truck guy or something.
What the fuck, dude? That doesn't make any sense. Like,
It's so good.
dude. Okay. I just want to say this
But
for
they
the audience.
They only bought 6.
Okay.
Okay.
This place here, okay, I've seen it for many years, okay? And for the listeners out of town, we're talking about this vacant-ish parking lot is sandwiched between an Arby's, a McDonald's, and then to top off the shit Sunday, a vacant fucking Kmart. And I've always seen this place and always been like, dude, there's no fucking way this is any good.
The seafood?
The
seafood truck.
Yeah, I mean, am I wrong? I mean, just if you were just seeing that,
I mean, we live in North Dakota. It is the
right.
it is the state furthest from the ocean. In the continent, it is the furthest place from any ocean, from the Atlantic or the Pacific.
wow.
And
Yeah,
you
that makes
should
sense.
not be able to get good seafood here.
I would not think so.
And that shit was fucking delicious.
Wow, that's awesome, actually, because I've always been intrigued by it, but never have I ever thought of pulling the trigger on that.
So there were supposed to be 6 of us there, and that's how many Shay and Natalie bought, was 6 crabs.
Like full crabs.
Full crabs.
Nice.
And
how big is a Dungeness crab?
It's a rather good size.
Like we're talking like a hockey puck?
Larger than a hockey puck.
So like, if we're talking the shell itself.
About a Frisbee. No, well, like with the legs, if the legs are spread out, about Frisbee size.
Okay.
But if they're not spread, if you're just going by the centerpiece, I guess I don't exactly.
Got you.
Yeah.
Do you guys do like the other shit you usually throw in there, like sausage and?
No, we didn't do. It was just the crab, and then on the grill, my pop grilled some corn, so that's actually what I used the melty butter for.
Is that like, no offense to your pops, but he doesn't overcook that. Does he?
That's one of the things he doesn't. It's hard. I think it's hard to overcook corn.
That was so funny the other day. I brought home burgers, and we had
my mom has this thing where she always says, anytime you talk about burgers, she always says, it's so good. I mean, not as good as your pops though. And she always talks about how my pop makes the best burgers.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead and tell me.
Oh, so I just brought this. I just got the standard. They weren't frozen. They were fresh patties, and they were just the Walmart patties, and I think they were half pound, quarter pound, whatever they were, and. I don't remember what you said. Like, this is so much better. Or I don't know how you phrased it.
So
you remember?
We started eating the burgers, and you had them cooked at a pretty decent, at a mid-well, I'd say.
Yeah, that's where I like them.
And my pop, he's never seen a piece of meat that he couldn't overcook. I think he takes it as a challenge. So we're eating this we're eating these burgers,
right,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden, when we're not even really talking, and all of a sudden I just say, you know what? Fuck my mom. Every time she says my pop makes the best burgers.
I was like, oh, thank you.
But I don't know. I mean, it was kind of a compliment to you, but more of an insult to my mom.
Right, I was gonna say, I was like, I mean, these are good, not probably my best, but we missed a podcast in between. Did we podcast on Memorial Day, or was it the day before Memorial Day?
I don't remember.
Did I
the
talk
last
about the
podcast
burgers?
we threw up, I didn't like it. It was not good.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter because it got deleted anyway.
Because we did 2 podcasts that night. We did a really good one,
It got
and then you
deleted.
deleted it.
I did.
And then we did a shitty one.
That wasn't very good.
No.
So, I don't know if I talked about the burgers on that one, but I had talked about how we had my burgers that were I always cook them on a gas grill because that's what I got, and right away I go over to Ashley's on Memorial Day, to her pops' house and her stepmom's house, and honestly, I was super afraid at first. Because I shit you not, Cole. Like, these burgers she brought out were like an inch thick.
Okay.
Massive fucking burgers, dude.
All right.
And I was like, okay. Then she pulls out this kind of old shitty grill. I'm like, oh, it's a gas grill. Okay, never mind. She's going to come with gas. Then she starts dumping charcoal. And because I guess it's a dual thing.
You can use charcoal and gas?
I think the one side is charcoal, the other side is gas.
Okay.
And so then she starts with the charcoal.
This fucking sounds weird. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh. Those are some thick fucking burgers to be cooking on charcoal. I don't know how I feel about this. That's what I'm thinking at this point. And then she starts dumping lighter fluid on. I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad. Because the last time I saw somebody dump lighter fluid on my grandma just doused the charcoal, and the burgers tasted exactly like lighter fluid. Terrible.
I like it when Elijah grills. He has that way of he has that little tin can where you fill it half up.
Oh yeah,
with charcoal, and then it's on like a little a shelf with holes in it, and you put newspaper in the bottom, and you light the newspaper, and then
right. So I was thinking this is not gonna be good. And she starts cooking them, and these fucking burgers are super super thick. And I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be a burnt fucking burger and raw as fuck on the inside. And so I said, hey, Ashley, you guys don't have any drinks here. Like, hey, let's run to the gas station. I'll go grab some sodas. We come back. Burgers are all done. I'm like, oh, man, we weren't gone that long. This is not going to be good. No, cooked perfectly.
Nice.
She cooked them perfect, and they were so good.
Really?
I'm so miffed because as far as convenience goes, gas grill is great. Light the fucking thing up. It's hot in like 2 minutes. You're ready to grill. But the charcoal just lends such a flavor, you know. So I don't know. So that was good. That was a good fucking Memorial Day burger, I gotta say.
Good.
But I had yesterday.
Diarrhea?
Oh, I wish.
What'd you have?
So, my niece sucks. First of all, I want to throw a shout out to my niece calling me out of my bullshit. So we went to Space Aliens. Okay. And by the time, so it was her birthday, and I said, hey, I got you that gift card to some fucking, what's that makeup place up north?
Makeup place?
Ulta, I think. Yeah, Ulta. It's a beauty store.
Okay.
Like Sephora, Ulta, whatever. And I got her this gift card, and I said, hey, Ashley and I will take you out one of these days. This was for Christmas. And so I'm like, oh shit, Christmas was 6 months ago, because Ashley's all about makeup and stuff, so she knows what to get, or what's good, what yada yada yada. So I said, hey, Emily, it's your birthday, and or it's the day after your birthday. How about we take you out for lunch, and we'll take you out to this beauty place, and you and Ashley can pick out makeup.
Were you calling your niece ugly?
No, because she's into makeup these days. I don't fucking know. So I said, hey, where do you want to go for lunch? And we're driving, because they live in Manhattan, so we're driving over the highway. She's like, let's go to Cracker Barrel. And I'm like, for lunch? That's a breakfast place, but if that's what you want, that's where we'll go. I said, well, Emily, just keep an open mind on our way to Ulta, because it's all the way up by Walmart there. I said, if you see anything else you want, just shout it out. We'll make it happen. And we're driving up, and she said, space aliens. And I'm like,
I mean, it's better than Cracker Barrel.
For lunch it is, yes. Have you ever had space aliens breakfast?
No.
Neither have I. So I said, perfect. By this point, it's 2:30. And at that day I was up at 8. I've had nothing in my system at that point but just like 4 cups of coffee. So I'm pretty fucking hungry. So we get up there. We get to the restaurant. We sit down. And I said, we'll order an appetizer. They ordered some fucking bullshit pretzel bites, which were not the greatest. But I wanted the fucking Cajun Ranch burger. Okay? And I said, I want a double. And I didn't look at the fucking what it was. And they pack up the menus. Waitress takes them away. My niece calls me out at this point. She's like, you do realize that was a half a pound burger. I'm like, oh. So I tried to play it off like, oh yeah, that's no big deal. They brought that fucking burger out, dude. I think that was half a pound after the fucking meat was cooked. Holy shit, Cole. That was a big motherfucking burger.
Yeah, I would.
That was a pound of meat, dude. Seriously, it had to be.
That's fucking crazy. I would not.
I remember the burgers being fine, like, good size, but I was fucking hungry. And they offered it on the menu, like, hey, double it up for however much money. I'm like, cool, let's do it. Dude, cannot recommend that. That was a fucking too much burger, man.
Yeah, I would not do that. That sounds disgusting.
And the Space Aliens burger, too.
So I mentioned I was hanging out with Elijah the other day, and he just got back. I went over there to get some chives for the garden.
Oh, yeah.
Nancy has a whole shitload of onions in her garden. And
walking onions or whatever the fuck they
she's
call
got walking onions and chives. And Elijah doesn't eat onions. And
I cannot believe that man doesn't even like a green onion.
I don't know, man. There's something wrong with it. He's got a kid's palate.
I guess.
But so I was like, hey, can I get some chives? And they're like, yeah, just come and get them.
Yeah.
And they'd just gotten back from camping and stuff.
Was this their Williston trip? Or they have a different one?
No, this was out by Medora, sort of.
Oh.
Like south of Medora. Some place called Sully Creek.
Oh.
I said, is that the place where the pilot landed when he ran into the goose?
No, that was Fabio.
That was a duck, though. So I had some beers, and they had leftover beers from the camping trip. So he goes, hey, you want a Guinness? I was like, it's so warm out. Guinness is a cold weather beer.
Kind of.
But I was like, yeah, I suppose I'll take one. He goes, all right. So he opens his. No problem. I open mine, and it foams up and starts foaming over.
Yeah.
He's like, you're spilling beer all over my porch. I was like, dude, that's for my dead homies. And then he's like made it into a competition. Like,
I could pour out more beer than you, bitch.
Like I've got more dead friends than you.
Oh my God.
Like, dude, fuck you. Like, it's not a competition.
Apparently it is. That's fucked up.
So I asked you the other day to think about this.
Okay.
Name a band that was like super popular when you were growing up. Mm-hmm. That people were like into and shit. That you don't hate, but you could never really get into.
Okay. Popular at the time.
Like when you were growing up or whatever.
Honestly, and this might sound dumb, but it was. At this point in time, it was very, very popular. And it's funny that you mentioned this now, because tonight on my drive home, I've got Spotify, and you can kind of customize playlists. And I had opened up a Foo Fighters playlist.
Okay.
And I'm clicking through it. You know, it's like, okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. But it's kind of all bands based around the Foo Fighters.
All right.
You know, so
All right, if you got the same one as me, I'm gonna be
okay. Limp Bizkit.
Oh, fuck you. That band sucks.
I'm just saying it was really popular.
I said a band that you don't hate but could never really get into.
I don't hate, but I can't really get it. Okay, because I do hate Limp Bizkit.
That's why I said fuck you, because
okay.
I was like you
a band that I hate.
I'll give you an example from me. Okay. Don't hate this band, but there's never been a song where I was like, I like this song. Like I would never pay $1 in a jukebox to hear any song.
Would you pay a quarter? No,
probably not. Like, and if it were on the radio and someone was like, "Do you want to listen to this?" or if someone was like, "Do you want to listen to this?" or "Can I change it?" I would say you can change it, but I wouldn't be like, "Dude, turn this shit off," right?
Okay, Limp Bizkit, we're both turning
it off.
Okay,
but I'm gonna say Everclear.
Everclear, big song by them.
Father of mine, tell me where have you been?
How about bum 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 bum? I'm still living with your ghost.
Yeah, they sing that too.
Okay. That was probably more of your era, and I would probably put those into a guilty pleasure playlist, as well as like Creed.
You really do like Creed, huh?
I like.
I came home the other night, and you're like, and you were blasting it. I could hear it out in the garage.
Okay,
and you're down in the basement blasting it. I could hear it in the garage, and all I could think was, man, Taylor came up with a really creative way to tell me that he's gay.
I like Creed, kind of. You know, there are these bands that'll pop up and they become kind of memes, okay? And Creed is definitely in that era right now where they have hit the meme status, where people are listening to them ironically.
All right.
But it's soon going to become unironic. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And it kind of started this past fall when Kirk Cousins was talking about how he gets pumped up for games is listening to Creed. And I'm like, come the fuck on. Like, you're getting pumped up listening to this. But going back to bands that I don't hate, and hear me out. This is going to sound stupid. And I've had a few beers, so I'm okay with actually admitting to this.
Okay.
Nickelback.
Okay. All right. I don't like it, but I'm not going to shit on you for it.
Nickelback would be one of those type of bands where if I heard it,
I actually kind of respect you for. I actually kind of respect you for admitting it.
Well, okay. Well, falling into the criteria that you set forth, you know, it's one of those bands that you don't. I honestly think they get shit on, and I think they are a generic fucking band. You know what I mean? They are the fucking the most vanilla rock band there ever was. They're super talented guys, but I mean, if you listen to their fucking music, it's like, Jesus Christ, this is what you're fucking singing about? Like,
what do they sing about?
We'll have to listen to one of their songs. I mean,
okay, Creed is the arms wide open one. Right?
With arms wide open.
The singers don't even sound the same.
Yeah,
but I have a hard time knowing which one is Creed songs and which one is Nickelback songs.
Oh, they got Never Made It as a Wise Man.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have that shit stuck in my head now.
What's another? That's the same one. Look at this photograph.
Okay.
That song actually does suck. But I would say, following the criteria that you laid forth, Nickelback would be one of those bands that I wouldn't. If it's on, it's on. If it's off, it's off. It makes little to no difference to me. And maybe that's the worst place to be as a band. You know what I mean?
It's like a wrestler that no one hates and no one loves. It's just people are just you're so indifferent to it, and that they are just the definition of mediocrity, and it's like, well, good for you, like Maven, you know, that fucking guy. I love his fucking YouTube videos and like the shit that he puts out, you know. But Maven was such a
and the crowd goes mild. He was not a great charismatic individual.
All right.
And that's kind of where I feel Nickelback is. So that would be my band, believe it or not.
What's funny is how charismatic he is in his YouTube videos. But he
kind of like, I can see there are moments where I do cringe a little bit in Maven's videos where it's like, yeah, okay, you're trying to ham this point up. His topics, I think, are what's super interesting.
Yeah,
there aren't a lot of former wrestlers talking about it. Like, hey, this is how much I made. This is how I made money. This is what I got on T-shirts, or like the one where he's talking about the video game was super fascinating.
Okay.
And then
I didn't see that one yet.
Yeah, he was talking about like how much he made when he was scanned into a video game, and I think he was saying that Devon. Wait, who's the Black Dudley brother? Devon. Yeah, Devon. Devon said, "Hey, if Jack
he was always the one who had to get the tables."
Yeah, and he's like, "Listen, if Jack Pacific, I think at that time comes in, they want to scan you. Take the time to do that." And I think Maven said he made like $30,000 or something.
Jesus,
just on royalties from the fucking video game or whatever. So yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's my band, and that's my vanilla wrestler too.
All right,
and my vanilla band.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm not trying to hate on Everclear. It's just I'm just not able to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, again, Everclear is one of those. I can name two Everclear songs, and that's it.
I think we named both of the songs.
No, there's a different one. I will buy you a heart.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and I only know that one because of Blast from the Past. It was in that movie.
Okay.
I've probably seen the movie a million times. So,
all
right. So, we're not having band practice tomorrow. I'm a little disappointed because my bandmates, we've got 20 days left until our first show.
Okay.
Maybe even less. And so I text the group, and I forgot Luke had told me on Sunday. I said, "Hey, we're jamming tomorrow." Luke said, "No, I'm out of town. I'm going to Vegas." But I'm like, God damn it. So this is the second time he's gone to this. This will be the second time he's gone to the Sphere.
The Sphere. Okay. Why is he going?
Well, the first one, talk about bands we go mild for,
Okay.
The first one that he had gone to was Fish.
Fish. Okay. I can't name any of their songs.
Well, it's like a fucking hippie jam.
I know
band.
what it is.
And so I'm like, oh, man. But I had seen visuals from that. It looks fucking cool. Like,
The Sphere? I've seen that.
But I mean, if I would have to go and listen to fucking Bono and his fucking shitty band, what's it called again?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Shut up. Doing that thing.
Fuck. Anyway, if I had to go to fucking, I would kill myself, Cole. If someone gave me tickets and I show up to the Sphere all excited, and then I had to sit through a fucking Bono show, kill myself.
All right.
Okay. No, I'm not doing it. I wouldn't even care
That's
for the tickets.
That's a band I never got into either.
Fuck them and fuck the Sphere for doing that.
Dude,
however,
Peterson yesterday was fucking talking.
Peterson. Oh, from work.
Was talking shit on what's the band? The Police. And I'm like,
really?
Nah, fuck you, Peter.
I mean, I would say that the Police have way more songs I would listen to
than you two.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Fuck that. But Luke went to the Fish, and I'm watching these visuals, and this is on fucking TikTok, okay? And I'm watching these visuals that are happening for Fish, and I'm like, you don't even need to be on drugs for this. Like, it's that impressive, dude.
All right.
And this is on my fucking cell phone.
I've never been inside it. I've seen the Sphere from the outside.
Okay, but I'm talking about videos from people's seats.
Okay.
Mind blowing.
All right.
Okay. And I can't even imagine what it would be like to be there. So Fish, first hippie band. Then the second one, Luke said, "I'm going to Vegas." I said, "Oh, cool. What are you doing there?" He's like, "I'm going to the Sphere again." I said, "Sweet." The Grateful Dead. I'm like,
that ain't true.
I don't even know.
That's not true.
What?
The Grateful Dead. How many actual members are still alive?
I don't know.
Jerry Garcia's dead, so does it even count?
I don't fucking know.
Doesn't count no more.
I couldn't even name one Grateful Dead song.
I can name one. touch of gray.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. I fucking had never heard of. Well, I've heard of Grateful Dead, and I've seen their T-shirts with the fucking
The bears and
gummy
shit,
bears
and
or
the
whatever the
stupid fucking skeleton with the rose crown and shit.
Really just. But it's hippie, right? Kind of a hippie band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good for Luke, but bad for
I've
for
heard-
my band.
I've heard of Marvel Comics. I've heard of
I've heard of Marvel Comics.
I've heard of like Spider-Man. Like he would be like the Beatles, you know. Everyone in the Marvel universe knows Spider-Man, right? And then like the Fantastic Four would maybe be like the Rolling Stones or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like Daredevil would be the Grateful Dead, where people are like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Like we've heard of him, but what is this? What are his powers?
What does he do?
He's blind. I guess that makes it. Is he deaf? I don't know. He's a guy. Maybe that's the Grateful Dead. I don't know. I had never. I think one time there was a guy at work a long fucking time ago. He said, "I love the Grateful Dead. They're one of my favorite bands." I said, "Okay, I'll give them a listen." And I listened. I remember listening to it, but I could not tell you anything about the band. I mean, I remember it being kind of like stoner rock, I guess.
All right.
But that's it. That's all I remember. And I know stoners like this kind of stuff, so okay, cool.
So you're saying Luke is going to be fucked up when he's at the show?
He could be. I don't know. I won't speak for the man. He can speak for himself.
All right.
But yeah,
So
grand old time for Luke. I mean, that sounds cool. Honestly, if I were offered tickets to Grateful Dead or Fish, I would have said yes to the Sphere, and I would have even probably paid for them.
okay.
Bono? Nope.
Nope.
Nope. And you know what? You know what? Fuck you two. I'm not even. I will never refer to you two from this day forward, Cole.
It's just Bono and his band.
It's just Bono. They don't even have a band.
Bono and his bitches.
It's just Bono and those fucking weirdos he plays with.
It's got to feel weird to be.
And what's that fucking guitar player's fucking name?
Savage? I'm just making a joke about this.
Okay.
It's got to be weird to be. There's only two people on the planet with your name, and you are the second coolest Edge.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh wait, he's not Edge. He's the Edge.
I think even after what's his face, Adam Copeland went back to Adam Copeland, he's still the cooler Edge.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. And I'm sorry. Listen,
Now
man.
we've covered in a short amount of time. We've covered a lot of. We covered bands, comics, and wrestling.
Listen, man. I'm sorry. If you are going, I don't know, man. Like, and this is
Did
partially
you see that Edge was getting like the shit kicked out of him the other day, and
Edge or the Edge?
Edge.
Fuck! I was hoping it was the Edge.
And that would have been way cooler. But then all of a sudden, Gangrel popped out of the fucking from the canvas.
That's cool.
And, like, came out from the mat and then came and beat up the fuckers that were beating up Edge.
That's actually kind of fucking cool.
Yeah. All right.
But fuck the Edge though.
Fuck the Edge.
When you were talking,
Sounds like a shitty razor. Sounds like a shitty fucking razor by Bic, named the Edge.
I was really hoping that when you were telling that story, it was the Edge that was getting
the shit kicked out.
He should just join a wrestling promotion, just like some shitty. Where are they from? Scotland or some shit?
Ireland.
Ireland. They should join just a shitty. He should, not they. Actually, yeah, all of them should. They should join a fucking shitty wrestling promotion in Ireland. They should become a really shitty staple, and then just get their asses kicked. And then maybe Cole, will I have an iota of respect for Bono and his bitches.
Bono and his. That would be the name of this table. Bono and his bitches.
Oh, fuck Bono. And fuck that bitch band of his.
So, there's a saying that I don't like. They always do it in movies and shit.
A saying.
Okay.
Is it hot enough out there for you?
That one sucks too.
Wait, okay, I do have a question, Cole. I know what people say. is it cold enough out there for you?
Uh-huh.
Do you say, or do you get mad when people say, is it hot enough out there for you?
No one says that often to me.
Oh, I'm gonna.
It's always in the winter. They always
But if
say,
you lived
is
in
it cold enough out there for you?
If you lived in the South, and they might say that more often.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm gonna start saying that to people. Is it nice enough out there for you?
Yeah.
You fucking miserable piece of shit.
Everyone complains about the weather all the time.
No,
here.
I'm gonna start asking people if it's nice enough for them out there.
Yeah.
You know, like today was too windy, but 2 days ago, perfect weather.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when they're doing like a wedding and they say like, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Okay.
Like, so you're supposed to, no matter what, just hold your peace. Like, what if at the time of the wedding, you're cool with both of them, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to speak now, right?
Okay.
But then later you find out like they're doing horrible shit to each other. Like
like they're into bondage and stuff.
I don't know, like maybe the woman's always cheating on the dude or the dude's beating up the chick or something. Like, you're not supposed to have any objections. You're still supposed to be fucking forever holding your peace.
Well, it sounds like it. I mean, especially in these, from what I've learned about religious stuff, that's kind of, you're just supposed to bear and grin it, Cole.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid.
It is fucking stupid. I agree. So I have a colleague who's
Speak now or I'm going to hold my peace. I'm talking about my dick.
Yeah, hold it. So I work with a colleague, and the only reason this jogged my memory is because he's a Seventh-day Adventist.
I just know that's a religion, but I don't know what you do as a Seventh-day
So
Adventist.
it's kind of funny. Ashley was asking the same thing of me. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, I really don't know, but I would definitely put them in the same cultiness as Mormon and Jehovah's Witness.
Are they the ones that the women always wear the denim dresses?
That's Pentecostal.
Okay.
So maybe like a weird sect of Pentecostal. So you know what? I might put Pentecostal up there too. But they celebrate.
Are they the ones? Are the Pentecostal the ones where the women can't cut their hair?
Yeah, and they wear the denim dresses and shit. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So the Seventh-day Adventists they observe the Sabbath on Saturday.
Okay.
And they do some other stuff. But I don't think the story pertains to it. But I was talking to this guy who at work is a vegetarian. And
a Seventh-day Adventist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And maybe they're intertwined. I don't know. And that's maybe a subject for a different day. But what is interesting is when I first met this guy, I'm like, dude, are you Mormon?
Okay.
He starts laughing. He's like, no. But I am Seventh-day Adventist. I'm like, okay. So he definitely had that vibe of religious weirdo. You know, I don't think he's a practicing guy anymore. Maybe he is. But I digress. The reason I bring up this story is because he's a vegetarian.
All right.
And he's born and raised vegetarian.
Sure.
Okay. And so we were talking about this meat product that I had seen on TikTok.
Sure.
Okay. And it's this new soy-based product that looks just like a fucking tenderloin off of a cow.
Sure.
I mean, it cuts, it bleeds,
So you've seen it. He wasn't just telling you about it.
No, I had seen it. And I was asking him about it and like those sorts of meat products and stuff. And those like kind of I said, "Hey, he's like, I don't eat like hot dogs and hamburgers, stuff like that." But he's like, I'll mess around with the bean patties like Nancy likes.
Okay,
sure, that kind of stuff.
Quinoa burgers and shit.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, I like those. I'm like, oh, cool. And I said, have you ever tried the Impossible burgers? He's like, yeah.
What do you
and this
think?
is a guy. This is a guy that has never had meat.
All right.
Never in his life has gone off the beaten path and had meat or anything.
You said he's a vegetarian. He said beaten.
He doesn't beat the meat.
Beaten path because he eats beets.
So I
thought that was what.
That's not where I was going, but it's fine. So I said, oh, that's interesting. I said, so have you tried the Impossible Burger or the Beyond Meat or things like that? Because we were talking about my stuff with vegan, my vegan days. And he's like, no, or yes, I have tried those and I don't like them. I said, interesting. I said, he's like, what about it didn't you like? He's like, I don't know. I just can't put my finger on them, but I don't like them. I said, it's because they taste like meat. He's like, really? I said, yeah. I said, impossible.
Do you really think I've never had one. Do you really think they do taste like meat?
They taste like honest to God, if you were to grill and have one right now, what it would taste like is a day-old burger, if that makes sense. It's like, let's say you grill a burger, you put it in the fridge overnight, and then you warm it up in the microwave the next day.
Okay. So it's not as good as meat.
It's definitely not as good, but it definitely tastes like meat.
Okay.
Definitely has the texture of meat. Definitely has the... Yeah, it's got a meat thing going on, right?
Sure.
And so I'm like, that's interesting, because as somebody who's never had meat would try meat for the first time and not like it, I guess that would kind of make sense. You know, I'm like, oh, that's fucking interesting, man.
Huh.
But he's still a guy that'll fuck with eggs, cheese, all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, because he's vegetarian, not a vegan.
Right.
He's not unreasonable.
I mean, pork chops, man. Pork chops are pretty good.
Fucking love pork chops.
I think pork chops, honestly, I think we should...
You know,
we should contact the Vegetarian Association of the World.
And tell them that pork chops aren't really meat.
Are back on the menu, boys.
Yeah. That's one thing I never bought a lot of until COVID, because the price on everything else shot up except for pork chops.
Yeah.
Chicken's overrated. Even if the price on chicken stayed the same, I wouldn't fucking buy chicken. Unless it's like for tacos or something.
Yeah, I might agree. You know, those things that Ashley made yesterday. It was funny. We had gone to the grocery store yesterday.
Was she trying to do like some Indian-inspired kebabs?
So this is how it went.
Because there was definitely a lot of curry in there, but I was like, where the fuck did pineapple come from?
Okay, this is... So yesterday we had kebabs, and they were all meat, and they were good. They weren't all meat, but they were meat kebabs. So we go to Mandan Walmart, actually.
Sure.
We were over there dropping off my niece. I said, let's run in there and pick up the meat. And she... Don't you hate it when someone tells you, like, yeah, I checked this thing out and it's fine. And then you're like, so I don't need to buy this? And they're like, nope. I said, are you and then you double confirm it. You're like, are you sure?
Okay, tell me what happened.
So we had peppers, those sweet peppers in the fridge.
She said they were still good.
I said, are you sure? Because I knew they had been in there for They'd
been in
a
there
week.
for almost for 3 weeks.
No.
They've been in there for a long time.
I know they had. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yep, I checked them the other day. And I double confirmed. Are you positive? Because I will pick these up. Because to me, a kebab has to have pepper on it.
Pepper and onion.
In my opinion. I don't mind the zucchini, though. I do like that, too.
The zucchini was good.
So I says to her, you sure? She said, yep. So we're going to look at the meat. And she's about to pick up chicken breast. And I noticed that they have chicken thighs.
Uh-huh.
Boneless chicken thighs. You cannot fuck up dark meat chicken. That's one of the best things about dark meat chicken. Is you can't. It's really hard to overcook.
My pop would be able to.
Your pop. I bet he would. So we get them all ready to go, or we're starting to get them ready to go, and she wanted to do pineapple. So the original plan was to do peppers, onions, zucchini, chicken. Did I say pineapple? Pineapple.
Yeah, there's pineapple on it.
And she said the peppers were bad. I'm like, God damn it. I was going to pick some up. We didn't. Okay, so pepper's out. So she's going to make this this turmeric-inspired chicken.
Sure.
We didn't have any turmeric. She's like, are you sure? I'm like,
You should have said, yeah, I double-checked.
So she said, I thought the curry powder was cumin. Or not cumin, turmeric. I'm like, well, it's not. She's like, well, fuck it. We're doing this Indian thing. And so that's what ended up being. It was weird, but it actually turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of a hodgepodge of flavor, but still not bad. So
yeah,
that's why.
You know what I like to put on kebabs? Onions, peppers, mushrooms, and meat.
Oh, the mushrooms. Oh, we should have picked up mushrooms. That would have been good.
Mushrooms is dope on the grill.
Oh, mushrooms would have been good.
And you know what? I will eat a vegetarian. I will eat a vegetarian kebab if it's just mushrooms, onions, and peppers.
I know this is drunk talk, but hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me the fuck out. What time are you off tomorrow?
Early.
Okay, I
don't know what time, but it's going to be earlier than normal.
Okay, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do kebabs again. But instead of mushrooms, we're still doing mushrooms, but we're going to do the stuffed mushrooms. Would that be too much?
From Cash-Wise?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just grill those? You don't have to put them on a stick.
I want to put them on a stick. You know what? I thought I had a great idea, Colin.
It's a good idea to do that.
My dreams
it's a good idea to do the stuffed mushrooms, but then why don't we just do kebabs as well?
There we
both.
go. That's what we're doing tomorrow, everybody. So you're not invited.
And if we're not able to do it tomorrow because I get out too late, let's do it on the day after because I get off. I don't even have to work at night on Friday.
I think I'm off early on Friday too.
Okay. And then I can run over to Cashwise and pick up, because you can't pick up the stuffed mushrooms after 8.
Or what? The fucking cows come home? Or what?
The meat counter closes, and that's where they are.
What a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, for this week's edition of the Thursday Throw Up, I'm Taylor.
I'm Cole.